Two ways that I do permanent brows, either with a microblade or with the digital machine. So with the digital machine, this is how I do your powder brows, and also if you want a little bit of shading in the background of your microblades. I love a powder brow because it's so versatile. I think sometimes it scares people because they think, oh, it's just gonna be like a block of colour, okay? When it's first done, yeah, it can look a tiny little bit blocky, but it just needs to fade out and then it will fade lovely and natural. Your powder brows are applied in a sort of pixel motion, so it's like little dots, whereas your microblade is hair strokes that creates the hairs. With your shading, it is more of a pixel effect. Although if you look really, really up close, you would see these very tiny little pixels. No one ever looks at your brows that close, but it just creates a lovely little wash of colour. So there's a huge scale with powder brows. You could either have, any ladies who have barely any hair, they have just a wash of colour and it just gives them just that shape of an eyebrow. Whereas you can go to the other end of the scale where some of my ladies who are used to penciling them in really, really heavy, you can have a much more bolder effect with it. So it's good for versatility. You can do pretty much whatever you want with it. I love a powder brow. I just think it looks so natural. Even if you go quite bold, it's still so natural. With shading as well, it's good. Some ladies, I do your microblading, I do all your hair strokes, and then I just do a little bit of shading in the background. It just gives a real realistic effect and just gives it a little touch of colour in the background. That is a lovely, lovely finish as well. Powder brows are good for people who are quite oily. If a microblade isn't going to hold in your skin, then a shaded brow, a powdered brow is the best course of action for you. Your powder brows can be built up, so you can have them really, really natural, and then I could get you to have a little look and say, do you want to go a bit darker? I can then go back over, pixelate back through the brow again, and just make it look a little bit bolder. At the beginning, first appointment, we tend to go more natural, and then when you come back at 6 weeks, if you want to go any more darker, I can then go back in and just shade back over again and just build that layer. So it's good for that you can build the colour with it. It gives you a little bit more control. You can look and say, no, I'm a bit darker, or you can go, no, that colour's perfect, and then we'll let them just heal then for 6 weeks.